What's up, everybody? It's your favorite show, Get a Bucket. I'm your host, Trey, and as usual, hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. Today, we're going to talk about the second half of the WNBA season, at least my expectations. But before we do that, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, comment, tell anyone about the show. Trying to get the ratings up a little bit, just a little bit. But like I said, we're going to talk about here my second half of the WNBA expectations. The All-Star game, it was a good one. But we ain't talking about that no more because that's over and done with. First half of the season, over and done with. We can use it for points of reference, though. Hence why, we do have the standings. So again, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know the standings before, you know what I'm saying? I've talked about them. Lynx at the top, Sun at the bottom. Figure it out. Everybody else, right? Now, we got the Lynx at the top. Next, Liberty, Mercury, Storm, Dream, Fever, Mystics, Aces, Valkyries, Spark, Sky, Wings, and Sun to round out the bottom. So, with that, we're gonna talk about all 13 teams, but ladies and gentlemen, here's the catch. Because I ain't gonna hem and haw too much. I'm gonna list off the expectations for the star, the supporting all-star, the supporting cast, and the coaching. Give y'all my quick takes about them right fast. So, with that being said, I think it's only fair to bring up the number one team, the Minnesota Lynx right now, ladies and gentlemen. They doing all right. They doing their thing. And I said the stars, we got to shout out to Napheesa Collier because she's one of them ones. You know what I'm saying? She's one of them ones. That's why she right here at the top. 23 points. Y'all see that. 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Like she across the board in everything. But she's also quite efficient too. So, who are her supporting cast? Usually it's usually Kayla McBride. But we got to talk about Courtney Williams here too, because both of them are all-stars. But Courtney, for me, got the all-star berth without injuries. No disrespect, Kayla. It just seemed like this was Courtney's season, right? Kayla is a hooper though, and I think because she got slighted, she might have a chip on her shoulder. So again, this Lynx squad, they got 3 all-stars. They got a star though, a top tier star. So injuries are part of the game. So you're going to need some depth. How's the depth looking for the Lynx? Let me think about this here now. I mean, top 3, they cool. Everybody else, Natisha Heideman, like she cool. Shout out Stud Buds and them, you know what I'm saying? Like she's a stud on the court. I guess and off the 2, huh? But they cool though. Her and Courtney cool though. They're a good solid tandem. But they have other players as well too. You got Jessica Shepard doing pretty well. Bridget Carrollton solid. I like Diamond Miller, even though she not given the same run that I thought she should have gotten. Maybe she's not showing enough in practice. I don't know. But the Lynx, I think they have enough coaching. I like. It's a solid coach, but also she got a solid team. So it's kind of unfair for me to say that the coaching is elite, right? I'm gonna say it's sufficient. But again, ladies and gentlemen, that does round out the Lynx, and let's not forget too, okay? They are number one. They are number one. Now, if we pull up and pop out, might nah, blame stop. Let's go ahead and talk about here the next team, which as y'all can see is the New York Liberty. Now, the Liberty, let me give y'all a little home, right? The Liberty, shout out Courtney, shout out Emma. Now, this is a big deal for me because the star of the squad, they have 2 to 3. The Liberty have 2 to 3 stars. Brianna Stewart is my star for them, but you also have a Sabrina Ionescu or maybe even a Jonquel Jones who won Finals MVP. Let's not forget that, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we have at least 3 stars. The supporting all-star for me, you have at least 2. Like one of them gotta be the supporting all-star. So after you figure out which one classifies as a star, which I think history is going to say Brianna Stewart, you got at least Sabrina or Jonquel Jones backing you up as an all-star. That's wonderful. That's a wonderful situation to be in, ladies and gentlemen. But you're looking here at Emma Meeseman, who, if I'm not mistaken, was Finals MVP in 2019 for the Washington Mystics. Now, you pairing her with Brianna Stewart, with Sabrina Ionescu, with Jonquel Jones. But then you also get Natasha Cloud. I think this Liberty team, oh my God. I think this Liberty team is about to be on cloud nine because you're adding someone like an Emma Meeseman to a squad that I thought was missing one person, which they lost. They lost Phoebus. They lost Phoebus. That's who they ended up losing, and because of that, I thought they took a little dip. But that bringing in Emma, yeah, that helps out your depth right there. And coaching wise, I thought their coaching was sufficient. So again, ladies and gentlemen, coaching cool, coaching cool, coaching cool. Depth wise, it's a slight question. There was a slight question mark prior to that Emma Meeseman signing, but I think the Liberty might be okay now. So let's see what happens, as the season progresses. But again, ladies and gentlemen, the Liberty, they at number 2. So I mean, who should we pull up next? I think we should pull up the. Should we pull up the Sun? I think we can pull up the Sun. I think that's more than fair. So when we're talking about not the Sun. Oh my God, the Phoenix Mercury. Hey yo, that's all right. So one, does anybody else get a little confused with them sometimes just naming? Like, cause I'm sorry, Connecticut Mercury for whatever reason sounds nice, or the Phoenix Sun just sound, cause the NBA. But the Phoenix Mercury, ladies and gentlemen. Am I sharing this right? Yeah, I am. I just had to make sure I was doing it correctly. So we got here Satu Shabali, Alyssa Thomas. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know who should be considered the star of the squad. I really don't. I really don't. Now, this team could go Satu. You could go Alyssa Thomas. For me personally, I'm a lean Satu for right now. I think this is her time. Although Alyssa Thomas is still top 5 for me in the WNBA. So it's a weird tricking. It's a weird situation for me right now. But I'm a lean Satu right now for the star. But you already know where I'm going with it as far as supporting All-Star. Here's the thing though. Kalia Copper is her team. Like she was there first. And I understand. Got to put our egos aside. But damn, she got to be thrown into the mix too. And she can also get a bucket herself too. So the Phoenix Mercury, y'all looking pretty nice. Now here's the thing. We talk about depth, right? I done talked about they big 3. They added DeWanna Bonner. And that was before the Mercury were snapping. So when you're snapping, then you add someone like a DeWanna Bonner who's an elite level defender and can get a bucket at herself. She like what, 3rd all time in scoring? Come on now. So again, ladies and gentlemen, and if I messed up on that number, my bad. But she up there though. She up there. That's the thing. So that depth, yeah, they good depth wise. Because the depth just showed even with Kalia Copper out for injury, they went as high as number 2. So for me, Phoenix Mercury, they got good depth. And the coaching, it appears sufficient. I need to observe just a smidge more though. Because again, they got the team in place. You got the stars. I'm not going to lie to you. I need to see come playoff time what the coaching status is going to look like. But ladies and gentlemen, again, let's not forget Phoenix Mercury. They are currently number 3 in the WNBA. So again, y'all have heard the star, the all-star, the supporting cast, and the coaching status for my teams. Now, I listed off these 3 teams, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all might be wondering why. Well, it's this simple. These 3 teams right now seem to be my playoff contenders. There's some other ones that can still make it. There's some other ones that I have slight question marks around. But right now, point in time, those are my 3 playoff contenders. Okay? So, with that, you might be wondering, well, who's my next one? Well, these seem to be like the playoff pretenders. And that's what's sad. That's what's sad. Because again, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Let's just go down the list. So y'all see number 4 is the Storm. Y'all see number 4 is the Storm. They cool. 14-9, point differential, all right. On paper, it seemed like they good. It's just something about them I'm not following. I'm not tracking well, bro. Like, all right, so look. You got Skylar Diggins, right? Nneka's still top 5 for me. Skylar having a phenomenal season. Won or got the triple-double, the first triple-double in All-Star history. I ain't mad at that. You know what I'm saying? Won it with the Storm. Shout out Sue Bird. You carrying that mantle pretty well, Skylar. That's what it's seeming like. Gabby Williams, you were an all-star. You playing pretty well. You got some young pups on the squad that can do well. Jordan Horston. You got an Ezzy Magbagor. You got even Isaiah Cook who can cook a little bit. You got a good depth. You got a good coach. Like, why am I not believing in the team? You even got Dominique Malonga, who's the number 2 draft pick who can dunk the ball quite easily. Why am I not believing in this team, bro? I don't know. Like, I still got question marks around them. I really, truly do. Like, the depth is sufficient. It's just lacking slightly. It's like slightly. Like the stars, they still got something to prove for me. I I gotta look at them as pretenders because I've also had this same feeling about other teams in the past. And the Storm just give me that same vibe. And those teams didn't win, unfortunately. Good teams just weren't able to get over that hump. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Are they going to the playoffs? But are they pretenders? Again, ladies and gentlemen, when you look at right here, we're at 1, 2, a 3, a 4. So if we 4th seed and doing quite well, it makes no sense why I'm calling them pretenders. But hopefully I'm wrong because I really do like the Storm. Now y'all see, like I said, Storm 4th. Y'all see who underneath them? The Atlanta Dream. And I have said that the Atlanta Dream might be a scary team at the beginning of the season. But if you notice, we're talking about playoff pretenders right now. Playoff pretenders, and it could be the Atlanta Dream. The Atlanta Dream still have the talent to win a championship. Same with the Storm. But I still need to see it out of them. I like Allishia Gray. That could be their star. I think Ryan Howard's their star. But if you want to say Allishia Gray could be their star too, I ain't mad at you. But one of them two need to be the star and the all-star, the supporting all-star. I think Ryan Howard is the all-star, is the star, and Allishia Gray is the supporting all-star. But you also got good depth too. Because initially I was thinking BG might be part of that big 3, but maybe you got a Brianna Jones part of that big 3 instead, which is telling me you got some wiggle room to work with. Plus, you got players like a Jordan Canada out there to help out too. Ladies and gentlemen, they not bad. Nas Hillman cool. Tiana Pow is cool. Nia Coffey cool. Like they got Shatori Walker Kimbrough is cool. They got a cool ass squad. Nothing to play with. You're not here to play Dream or Drift. I'm telling y'all, these girls are out here going to get a bucket, but there's something about it that maybe it's the coaching. Maybe it's the coaching. Maybe I need to observe the coaching a little bit more because this team on paper looks solid. Injuries are hurting them slightly from a cohesion standpoint. But again, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the Dream at the 5th spot with cohesion issues. I'm not going to be too mad at that. I'm not. Especially when I'm talking about other teams. Nah, nah. Now, the next team, y'all see them underneath. A lot of people be talking about them. Them Indiana Fevers. Shout out to the Commissioner Cup champs. You got it. 6, they won the championship for the Commissioner Cup. So, based on history, at least over the last 2 seasons, you might expect the Indiana Fever to go to the finals. Oh my gosh, did I say that? They might go to the finals. Well, who's their star? All right, I think on like for social media purposes, it's Caitlin Clark. But in reality, I think it's Aaliyah Boston. If you want to go stats wise, yeah, y'all can look at the points, rebounds, and assists. And again, bigs aren't really going to be assisting too much. But Aaliyah Boston's been assisting pretty well actually over the last 2 seasons now. And then from a win share perspective, Aaliyah Boston's winning. And then from a numbers perspective, hey, she's her numbers are solid. She was an all-star starter her first year too. I don't see why it can't be Aaliyah Boston as the best player on the squad, the star of the team, even though media pushes Caitlin Clark. But Caitlin Clark's a solid supporting cast, all-star wise. Or is it Kelsey Mitchell who's giving you 19, 20 points a game on solid shooting? So again, they got a good supporting cast, but the depth is what makes it. Because, oh my gosh, they have like a treasure trove of players. They lost DeWanna Bonner foolishly, which is why I think they might not, that they're part of my pretenders still. Okay, they're part of my pretenders still, but they could vault up to that listing. I'm telling you right now. And I had them on my playoff teams. I did. but I vaulted them up a little bit just because I think they got enough what it takes to possibly make something shake. Not to win, but over time, if they stay together and get that cohesion, they'll be straight. The coaching still got some more things to observe, but hey, they doing all right now. So again, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of the Indiana Fever, they not bad. And when you actually pull up again, y'all see the team right here: Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Natasha Howard, Ari McDonald. Like, dog, they're hooping. Sophie Cunningham, she hooping. Demiris Dantas, good height. Like, they have enough talent. I'm curious now to see what the coach does. Very curious. So again, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to these Fever, they right here at number 6, and they have a lot of potential. Now, another team that does have a lot of potential, and I think could be very scary if they play their cards right, it's the Aces. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's the Aces, yeah. And the reason why I say Aces, it's not from recency bias. It's because people have counted them out now. See, this team right here still has some talent. And I think the star obviously is Asia Wilson. Now, the supporting all-star, I think it's definitively Jackie Young. And that's usually been the question mark. Who gonna be the supporting all-star? Would it be Jackie? Would it be Chelsea? Would it be Kelsey? Now, Chelsea getting a little older. Jewel Lloyd replacing Kelsey, and Jewel Lloyd trying to find her footing. Although I think Jewel might need to come off the bench as the 6th woman. Still give her starter minutes, but let her get her own squad to get her own rhythm going. But again, ladies and gentlemen, when I'm looking at the Aces, they have the pieces, they have the depth. I think they have enough depth. But Asia gonna have to work her tail off too now. And the coaching, well, they won a championship or two, right? So now we get to see what the coaching looks like. How do you fare with a different squad? You might think this is a worse team than the prior Aces squads. I thought it could have been better. So we still got to see. And I think there's potential for it to still be better. But again, that's where coaching does come into play. So, ladies and gentlemen, Aces squad, they cool until when you realize, well, they about in 8th place. So if the playoffs were to start today, they would barely make the playoffs and be playing the Minnesota Lynx. But again, ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude my playoff pretenders section. It does. It does. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It really truly does. Now we gotta talk about here my playoff teams. Now these, I'm gonna make these kind of quickish, right? Because, well, we talked about the other squads. So y'all see these teams right here. We're gonna start it off with I think we're gonna do Washington Mystics. Reason why I say Washington Mystics, this could be the most surprising team that we've had thus far this season. At least for me, I knew the talent was there, but dog, I did not expect them to be in the playoff race as well as they were. Then again, it might be another team too. But anyways, the star of the squad. I've said this before. I'm gonna say this again. Brittney Sykes is a WNBA star without the cachet. I need y'all to understand that, okay? Now, she got 2 young pups with her in Sonia Citrone and Kiki Iriefin, who were all-stars this season. They still have Aaliyah Edwards and Shakira Austin on the squad. Ladies and gentlemen, either one of those players realistically could be the supporting all-star to Brittney Sykes right now. Right now. And then when we talk about depth, I think the bench might be in question. But keep in mind, though, they lost Georgia Moore, who they just drafted. So they might be looking all right, even better come next season. But let's remember, depth-wise, again, only the bench I'm concerned about. But they've been spacing out their bench, too. But they could run a lineup that features Brittney Sykes as the shortest person, who 5'9", and she play like she's 6'2". And everybody else is 6'1" and above. That would be elite. And then we're talking about adding players like Stephanie Dolson, who come off the bench. Good player. I like her. So again, Washington Mystics, the only question mark I really got is your is your coach. Because I mean, I still got some question marks about your coaching end of the day. Got to observe you a little bit more. But if they can get the right coach, if the coaching is sufficient, this Washington Mystic team might be a little scary in the next couple seasons. So be on the lookout for them. But and when I said the most surprising team, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe I might have messed up. Reason why I said that, here's why. The Golden State Valkyries, okay? Now they're out of the playoff race now. Because I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops, wrong thing. 9, ladies and gentlemen. Ninth team. Cool. So initially they were in the playoff race. That's why I say I kind of want to take it back because the Golden State Valkyries was doing their thing, and they don't have as much star power, I believe, as the Mystics did. Respectfully, Golden State Valkyries they got a chippy team. That's it. Kayla Thornton playing her ass off right now, and I love that for her. Champion last season, All Star this year, first timer. Got dropped twice, got waived twice in her career. Love this for Kayla. That's easily the star. And then after that, who to support an all-star? Well, no, there was no other all-star on the team, but Tiffany Hayes has been hooping. Veronica Burton, not bad. Like again, ladies and gentlemen, Valkyrie team, they were looking pretty impressive early on. The depth is where is where you're losing me a little bit. Remember now, they just assembled this team literally this season. So you got some question marks around the depth as well as coaching. Everybody brand spanking new. So, I don't want to knock the Valkyries too much. I was just saying I was very surprised that they were as high as they were. Because I also thought too they might want to get into the lottery ranking. You know what I'm saying? Like I really truly thought they would have been in lottery rankings. But they had a shot for me at making the playoffs. And I still think they can. Because they chippy. Not off talent, off chippiness. Okay? But maybe they also think, damn, maybe we want to get some younger players on our team and we need to draft higher. Maybe so. Maybe they fall out the playoff ranks. But as of right now, they close enough. Like, respectfully, the bottom, every team that's underneath them right now, every team, I'm disappointed in. Like, my Sparks, I'm disappointed in. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, the lottery teams for me are as follows. The Sky, my Sparks, the Wings, and the Sun. All teams should be lottery based. That's what I'm looking at. I think my Sparks have the talent to get to the playoffs. I think the Sky have the talent to get to the playoffs. Just miss it though. Like if my Sparks can't get to the playoffs, that's just tough. I thought we had more talent than the Mystics, more talent than the Valkyries. Kelsey Plum's supposed to be our star after she made the trade request. A little bit of pressure on you, Kelsey. Just a little bit of pressure. But again, we got other all-stars on the squad too, all-star caliber players. De'Erica Hamby, Azurá Stevens. Come on now. Oh, y'all don't like Rakia Jackson? And just wait till when Cameron Brink comes back. But nah, we can't. We 10th? Sparks, I'm disappointed. And keep in mind, over the last 2 seasons, we've been the worst team. On average, by the way. On average, we've been the worst team over the last 2 years. Just saying. That's trash. Sky, I hear you. Y'all had some injuries. I get it. I'd like to see better than this. Like, see a little bit more effort. I do like the forward trajectory for some of y'all players. Same thing with my Sparks. But again, like, I ain't really, y'all can do it. Y'all can improve. Dallas Wings. Matter of fact, let's do this. I'm going to just show y'all what we talking about team-wise. My Los Angeles Sparks. Because this has got to be, you know what I'm saying? This has got to be heartbreaking at this point in time. So my Los Angeles Sparks, as y'all can see, like I said, Kelsey Plum, y'all see what she doing. De'Erica Hamby, Azurá Stevens. Like, we got solid players, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Odyssey Sims and Shea Petty. Emma Cannon. Like, we have a decent enough bench. It'd just be nice when Cameron Brink comes back. Like I said, we got our star in Kelsey Plum. Supporting all-stars and De'Erica and Azurá should be able to get the job done. Now, when we're looking at Chicago, save the worst for last. Looking at Chicago, ladies and gentlemen, they right next to us. Like, again, I showed y'all. This is where they are, right? Boom. We right here, they right there. Tragic, Bronson. Now, go right here, though. Angel Reese, she doing pretty well. 14, 13, 4. That's not bad. 2-1, rounding up, of course. That's not bad. The efficiency has gone up as well. 45% from the field. Yeah, 21% from the three, but she was never a three-point shooter ever. And then we're talking about 78% from the free throw line. That's solid. Keep in mind, Ariel Atkins, really impressive numbers. I really appreciate Ariel Atkins. Always been a good hooper, low-key. Shout out to the Mystics. So they had her at one point in time, recently. Carmela Cardoza, supporting all-star caliber player. I think Ariel can be too. She was voted as an all-star at one point in time. You also got Courtney Vandersloot training up. Haley Van Lith. Then you got players like Michaela Aniware. I like the bones of the Liberty. Just got to develop them a little bit more. Just got to develop them, but definitely a lottery team for certain. Now, the Dallas Wings, ladies and gentlemen, I told y'all where they are, right? Y'all see where they are? Second from the bottom. As a I hate it for them. I do hate it for them. Because my thing is, I'm a Paige Beckers fan. Like, y'all see the jersey. I'm a Dallas. I like the Wings. I genuinely do. I just think they're going to go through a little bit of reconstruction right after, maybe after this season. Maybe after this season. I can see them trying to look to go a different direction with Enrique and have Paige be the focus. Especially when we're looking at, well, Paige is topping and scoring and assists, steals. Is she doing blocks? No, close. Very close to leading the team in blocks. That's a problem for me. That's a problem for me. She's doing way too much. Enrique, I need to see a little bit more out of you. And I love Enrique. I really, truly do. But for them not to trade you, you will have to do a little bit more scoring. And she's a dog. Enrique can get a bucket. But right now, we got to wonder who's the star, who's the supporting all-star, respectfully. And then the depth, well, they got a couple of players. They lost Melissa. They got it like they trying to find out their depth. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not the best. And then the coaching is questionable as well too. I ain't gonna hold you, calling a spade a spade. So again, I get why the Dallas Wings are there, but damn, I just really wish we could do a little bit different. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we got to talk about here the final team. It would be the Connecticut Sun. Now, let's remember, the Connecticut Sun, they have been going through a lot. Tina Charles. Try not to be slanderous when I make this statement. Tina Charles is their all-star caliber player. They also got Marina Mayberry too. I think Tina is better than Marina. But that's a solid supporting all-star and star caliber players. The depth is where you're losing me because you have some players there like Olivia Nelson-Dota is cool. Y'all just trying to train up your young pups at this time. So again, depth, we're at the development stages. And then coaching. Is it unfair to assess? Like, I got some question marks still. I'm sorry. It's tough. You know what? If it's fair for me to compare it yeah, if it's fair for me to rate the Valkyries coach, I'm gonna rate this too. Very lackluster. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. And we can say it's unfair because of the team and its development season, but I would like to see more than 3 games won. That's all I'm saying. But again, I guess other teams only have 6 games, so maybe 3 ain't too bad. But damn, it's just bad. It's just bad. And you have enough talent to win more than 3 games. That's how I felt. But ladies and gentlemen, again, y'all see the standings. Y'all know what we talking about. So, second half of the WNBA season, it's about to get on and popping. So I'm curious, did I mess up? Like, matter of fact, yeah, y'all let me know. Did I mess up any? Huh? Like, did I call it? Do y'all like my lottery teams? How about my just generic playoff teams? Were y'all cool with the pretenders? How about the real playoff contenders? Did I mess up on anything, ladies and gentlemen? Comment below. Let me know. But that's all we got for today. So definitely want to appreciate you all for listening. One, thank you all for liking the WNBA. But also thank you all for liking and subscribing to my show. So make sure you continue to like and subscribe, comment, tell anyone about the show. My name is Trey. I'm the host of Get a Bucket. I hope you all are having a good one. Take care.